The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has promised to enforce the Benue State anti-grazing law and ensure that peace returns to Benue State if voted into office. Alhaji Atiku made this promise at the Apaku Stadium in Makurdi while addressing party supporters. He also held meetings with select groups of traditional rulers in the state.
The entourage of the PDP's presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, is received in Benue State by the Tortive, Professor James Sayatse and Governor Samuel Otom. Stakeholders reel out their most pressing need, a precondition for their support for the candidate.
So as you come to campaign in Benue State, I want to alert you that the people of Benue State will be listening to you very carefully to hear what you will say concerning your position on the issue of herders, on the insecurity we have suffered for over a decade now.
The PDP presidential candidate assures the people of security of lives and property as he moves to engage with the Hausa community and the Christian Association of Nigeria. The floodlights poles are not spared as supporters catch a glimpse of the presidential candidates. It's the crowd at the Apaku Stadium. The Benue State Governor asks for the implementation of the Benue anti-grazing law, a request well taken by the PDP presidential candidate.
We want to appreciate you because you are a man who believes in the rule of law and you will do the right thing. You will ensure that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is protected and there will be no more killings again in Benue State. We believe that our IDPs will go back to their homes and we together we shall move Nigeria forward.
So I promise you that when you vote for PDP, and you vote for Otom, and you vote for Atiku, you can be sure we will work together to bring back security in Benue State, in North Central, and the whole of Nigeria.
February 16 will determine the real support at the polls.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, has condemned a directive purportedly by the presidency and the All Progressives Congress, the APC, ordering the shutdown of the venue for the PDP presidential campaign mega rally in Abuja, built to hold on Saturday. A statement by the National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Mr. Kola Ologbodiyan, describes the action as an act of desperation, but stated that nothing can stop the party from rallying in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on the said day. The statement further states that the PDP duly paid and secured the permission to host the mega rally at the old parade ground in Garki area of Abuja, only for the officials of the facility to inform them that they have been ordered to shut down the venue for no just cause. The PDP is asking the presidency not to allow his handlers to further pitch him against Nigerians. The governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in Oyo State, Mr. Seyi Makinde, believes that the state's abundant solid mineral resources can be used to turn around the economy if properly harnessed. Mr. Makinde said this when he met with presidents of Bodija community in Ibadan, the state capital. The PDP flag bearer says that his government will also create an enabling environment for investors to thrive if elected as governor of the state.
It's about 22 days to the governorship election in the country, and in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, the People's Democratic Party takes its campaign to Bodija, one of the elite communities in the state. The PDP governorship candidate, Mr. Seyi Makinde, joins residents of the area in a town hall meeting to interact with them, a view to discuss some of the issues affecting them.
I want to know what he wants that to do, and then, if you want industries to come, there will have to be infrastructure. So again, what are your plans within this Oyo State? I'll be able to combine that to be able to attend to capital expenditure, recurrent expenditure, and then service the debt.
Addressing some of the issues raised by the Bodija residents, Mr. Makinde says if elected into office, he will develop a public-private partnership so as to develop the abundant natural and mineral resources available at the state's disposal.
To expand the economy, you allow private people with, government participation minimally. Agriculture is going to be one of the vehicles we're going to use, and also we have solid mineral deposits all over the state, so we're going to do that.
At the end of the deliberation, both parties agreed to work to ensure a peaceful poll come March the 2nd.
You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's cross over now to our Abuja studios, where Ibrahim Adra is standing by to take us through a couple of more stories. Ibrahim.
That's right, Gimba. We're taking stories from the courts. The Supreme Court has upheld the appeal filed by one Abdullahi Umar and others, challenging the nomination of Mr. Tonye Cole and others as candidates of the River State All Progressive Congress faction for the 2019 general elections. The Apex Court, in a unanimous verdict by a 5-man panel of justices, declined to dislodge the High Court judgment that ab initio barred the APC from conducting its ward, local government and state congresses in River State, pending the determination of a suit that was filed by 22 aggrieved chieftains of the party. The litigants had on May the 11, 2018, secured an interim injunction from a High Court in Port Harcourt, which restrained the APC from going ahead with the indirect primaries that held on May 19, 20, and 21, respectively, which produced Mr. Tonye Cole as governorship candidate and other candidates to represent the party in the 2019 election. The APC had, through its lawyer, Prince Lateef Fagbemi, begged the Supreme Court to clear legal impediments against its list of candidates that contained Cole's name. But the Apex Court, led by Justice Mohammed Dettijo, rejected the request and reaffirmed its previous ruling that validated the High Court verdict and order that barred APC from conducting its Rivers primaries.
What the court has said today is that a notice of withdrawal filed, the implication of notice of withdrawal filed by one of the council of APC on 13th of September 2018 is an outright dismissal of appeal number CA/PH/198 of 2018, pursuant to the provisions of Order 11, Rule 5 of the Court of Appeal Rules 2016. Another ambit of this decision is that it was wrong for the Court of Appeal to have relied on its previous ruling of 21st of July 2018, which had been set aside by the Supreme Court. The third ambit of the judgment is that the ruling appealed against, the ruling of 11th of May 2018 of the High Court of Rivers State in suit number BHC/78 of 2018, Ibrahim Umar and APC, which was delivered by special exception on 11th of May 2018, on a day some miscreants attempted in a most unprecedented manner to overhaul the judiciary.
Meanwhile, the Federal High Court sitting in Lagos has declared former Governor of Oyo State, Rashid Ladoja, and a former Commissioner of Finance, Waheed Akanbi, not guilty of the 4.7 billion naira fraud charges leveled against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Delivering judgment on the matter today, Justice Mohammed Idris stated that the prosecution was not consistent on its position on the money alleged to be missing from the sale of Oyo State government shares. The court therefore declared them not guilty on all the 11 counts. Our correspondent Victoria Ido reports.
Joyful hugs go around as the once accused persons become free men. Former Governor of Oyo State, Rashid Ladoja, and a former Commissioner for Finance, Waheed Akanbi, accused of converting 4.7 billion naira from Oyo State Treasury for their personal use.
It's nice to be free. But in any case, let me tell you that it has taken a toll on me. 11 years of prosecution. that's taking a toll.
The trial judge, Justice Mohammed Idris of the Federal High Court, while delivering a 250-page judgment in the favor of the accused persons, stated that some documents tendered by the prosecution lacked probative value and the oral evidence given were hearsay. He added that the prosecution had not explained the contradiction with its case. There were inconsistencies with the amount of money missing from the Oyo State shares. Justice Idris capped up his judgment by adding that the fight against corruption cannot be won the way corruption charges are brought against accused persons. He added that in this particular case, the persons who were meant to be proper defendants were shielded away.
The prosecution has the unfettered right to, there's what we call agent provocateur in evidence, in adducing evidence in the case of the prosecution. So if you think you can use the evidence of a participants criminees to indict a principal offender, it is allowed in law.
It has pointed out that in the fight against corruption, we must be upright. We must be sincere.
The 11-count charge of 4.7 billion naira fraud was brought against the former governor and a former commissioner for finance in 2008 by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. 12 witnesses were called in the course of the trial, 6 each for the prosecution and 6 for the defense. 11 years of legal battle has finally come to a close. Mr. Ladoja and Mr. Akambi can finally go home, knowing fully well that they have been discharged and acquitted. Victoria Idowu, Channels Television News.